Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. Someone sent me this blog about loud noise permits, and they are granted to people to operate shops and play music in residential areas. And they are saying, why? Why? It's depriving people of their sleep at night. A residential permit, permit is letting people play music from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. They're saying that's a total of 18 hours out of a day. And it's wrong. They call it unreasonable, unfair. It's just like, it's not good. And some people, they work like graveyard shifts. And this is a problem. It's a problem. You know, not everyone works 9 to 5. And even if you do, you still want to be able to go to bed around 10 o'clock and get some good sleep. You know, it's really something that needs to be looked at. I would like Mia Motley. This is what the person is saying, that they would like the Mia Motley administration to review the loud noise permit and shorten the length of time that music can play in a residential area. Okay, a residential area. Also, how loud this noise can be played. Okay, and sometimes when I hear what people are saying, I wonder about neighbors and how they think about their neighbors. It's a burden that they are putting on other people when they play loud music, but yet they don't seem to have any kind of empathy for the neighbor. And although a neighbor would complain, the person who's doing the fet or whatever it is, it could be karaoke, whatever it is, they don't seem to have any sort of feeling for the neighbor. You have to watch those feelings there in Barbados, or the lack. You have to watch your lack of feelings in Barbados. You have to watch your lack of empathy in Barbados. Okay, if you're doing something that is hurting someone or disturbing someone, and when they tell you about it, you have absolutely no feeling. You're just numb. You have to watch that and ask yourself, where did that come from? How come this person is telling me that something is bothering them and I don't care? So maybe when the person does it to you and you care when it happens to you, you have to ask yourself, how come when I do it, I don't care, but when it happens to me, I'm kicking up a fuss. I'm kicking up a fuss. You have to ask yourself those questions. And that's something that you find on a lot of islands that had slavery. It's something that is there with you, where you have no emotions for other people, but only when it reaches your steps, when it reaches your yard, then you find yourself like acting up or having some sort of reaction to it. But when you're doing it, you have no feelings at all. It's something you need to sit and ponder and reflect on. It's an introspective that you need to take up. You need to start looking at yourself. So if someone here in this blog is talking about loud noise permit or permits that are given to people to play music all over the place and keep people from having a good night's sleep, and you're someone that has a loud noise permit in your possession, and you read this blog, let's say you're here on Naked Departure and you read this blog or you listen to this blog, and you can see what is written here by someone, and you have no feeling. You just feel no way about it because you're the one with this power. You have the power to play music, and you got that power from the authorities. Okay, so they're not going to do anything because you can say, oh, I have a permit to do it. Now, when you read this, and I talk to you about empathy, and I talk to you about caring about your neighbors, and I talk to you about how you may not feel something when you're doing it, but when it happens to you, you have a feeling about it. This is something for you to look at, and this is something for you to have that introspective. This is something for you to be, it should pique. It should pique some sort of reaction in you, because you know that it's talking to you. I'm talking to you, the person with the permit, and you don't give a damn about your neighbors. I'm talking to you. So when you have no feeling at all, you're doing as you like, you're making your money, or not making so much money, but you're disturbing neighbors, especially in a residential setting. I'm talking to you. Let's say you have no feelings about it at all, even after listening, after reading what this person has sent to me. You have a problem. You have a problem. Okay, there's a problem. Okay, and I just want you to know that the fact that you do not care what you're doing to people, how it's what you do not care what you're doing, how it affects other people, you have a problem. You have a problem. So that's why sometimes I feel good doing this blog, because I can open up some sort of closed door, some sort of closed window within your brain, within your mental facility, your mental faculty. I'm opening up something, because you're not thinking straight. You're not thinking right. Okay, you're kind of bent in certain ways, and it's probably not your fault. It's part of your DNA. It's part of the gene pool you find, like I say, on islands where people just don't care, and they just cannot react with any sort of like niceness and consideration and the word again, empathy. You don't have it. You don't have it. It's something for you to look at within yourself. Why don't you feel anything until it happens to you? Why don't you feel anything until it happens to you? So what? The person has to wait until you fall asleep. They have to wait for you to fall asleep and come and put some kind of box, like speaker, and blast you and wake you up after you kept them awake for 18 hours. They have to do it back to you for you to understand, hey, this is not cool. You got to do something about that. You have to work on yourselves, okay? It's not good. It's not good for a residential area to be deprived of their sleep, okay? It's not good. This is Sherry Veronica.